Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be reading Where the Wild Things Are, story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. Now, when looking at the book cover, apart from this gold medal that this book has received because it's a good book, where do you think the wild things live? Really? I thought they live like in Mexico, but your answer is better, so we use your answer. Now, this creature right here, we can name him Sam. What does Sam mean to you? What do you think he's thinking about? I think so too. So let's get on with the story.
The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind, and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew, and grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world around him.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I mean, it's amazing. How did Max's room become a forest? What what made him make a forest in his own room that just grew by what?
And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are. And when he came up to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars, and gashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws, till Max said, Be still, and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all.
Again, Max is doing it again. He's controlling the creatures. How does how do the creatures welcome Max? How did Max able to control the creatures? How? So true. You are actually very right.
And made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start! Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. And Max said, No. The wild things roared their terrible roars, and gashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye, and sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day, and into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him, and it was still hot.
Wow. That story was just amazing. Now, kids, how did the creatures change Max's emotion? Behavior, even. I think so too. I think the lesson here in this book is on how to cope with anger. Because when Max, before he went on his journey, he was angry. He was mad. He screamed at his mom, which is a very not good thing. Do not scream at your parents at all because it's not good. It's a no-no. But when he came back home, he was a normal kid, just ready to eat dinner before he goes to sleep. And how long do you think Max's adventure was? How do you think it really was a year, a week, in a day, or do you think it was just a couple minutes, like a little temper tantrum? I think that this book resembles on different ways to cope with any type of behavior, regardless if it's a good or bad behavior. And I think the lesson to take from this is just to learn how to breathe, take some steps, slowly if you need to, self-paced, and it wouldn't be that bad of an idea just to know where the wild things are. Thank you. Have a good day.